everybody, Adrian Alex Poe here. Just want to do a quick review slash recap of Dean Ambrose's return and what I think of what I've seen so far. And then at the end, I'm going to make a quick prediction of where I hope or where I really see him going. The way they book him. And so let's just, recap of what happened real fast. And also when he first appeared on Monday, August the 13th, Raw. That was his official comeback. You can see my live reaction. Just go to my channel and click on the video. There's a little icon that'll pop up in the corner right now. So you can see my actual reaction. I was really hyped. But once the dust settled and everything sunk in and I saw what I saw, which is really nothing. I didn't really see anything. I'm being honest with you. So he just came out, helped Seth Rollins, and then that's it. Then on that Sunday of the 19th, which was SummerSlam, Ambrose was just there by ringside in the fight between Rollins and Ziggler. Now that match was great. Got to give props to Ziggler and Rollins. Rollins is the man. He can work with anybody. Great match. But Ambrose didn't do nothing. He didn't turn heel. He just gave a dirty deeds to that Scottish psychopath guy. I really don't even care. But he didn't do nothing. There's nothing really for me to say at on Raw or at SummerSlam because he didn't do nothing. So, but Rollins got the win. Great match. So let's continue. So then on Monday, August the 20th on Raw, I said to myself, okay, Ambrose is back. He's got a new look. I'm hyped. I like the way he looks. He's, got muscles now. So I'm gonna watch Raw for the first time in years. So, I tuned in and what did I see? The Roman Reigns show. I'm like, okay, obviously, because he beat Brock Lesnar. So, you know what that means. Brock Lesnar's gone. You got the new, champion, Roman Reigns. So he was going to fight that demon guy. Forget his name, whatever. So, I stopped watching then and I said, okay, where is Ambrose? Boom, here it is. I'm watching it again when Ambrose came on. So he comes out. There's going to be a match with him and Ziggler. So I was like, this is it. He didn't do any promos. He didn't speak. So I still need to see that. But I said to myself, okay, Ambrose, this is it, man. You got your first match back. You gotta step it up. You gotta show everybody, why you're back and you got your new look and you're the new guy now, technically starting fresh. So you got to impress. You got to put on new moves, and impress everybody. Impress me. And you know what I thought of the match? Wasn't impressed. Yes, when he came out, the crowd went wild. But then when the match actually happened, it was the same old stuff. Not 100%. There was some new stuff I'm going to mention. But, there was still lockups and, yes, Ambrose was trying to do these, elaborate grappling and, all these things, which were cool. But the crowd was, dead at that moment. What I did like was that, the majority of the match was not him getting his ass beat. Then he finally rallied back and, won. Oh, that's another thing. He actually won a match. So when he officially came back, he's 1 for 1. He didn't lose 1,000 times and then finally he wins one by roll up, not an actual 1, 2, 3 pin. So he actually won his first match, which was great. And who knows, this might be the only match he wins clean. So, but it was, I saw his moves. He was grappling. I was, I'm waiting. I'm like, let's do this. Come on, let's pick it up. Let's see some new moves. So then when I started seeing like, okay, he's bigger now. He's got bigger muscles. He weighs more. So he like did more power moves. When he did the clotheslines, he did them like super hard. He was like picking Ziggler up, smashing him down. Like, so that was good. Like, he was intimidating. He was like, like a powerhouse. So it wasn't easy for Ziggler to just push him around and slap him and, like the old skinny Ambrose. So I like that. He had a lot of intensity. He was like, you don't want to mess with this guy. So, the match was getting better, but it was nothing to like write home about. I honestly forgot the match except for his finisher, which his newer finisher, instead of just a plain old dirty deeds, I guess because now he's like bigger and stronger. He actually, you could see it. He picks you up on his shoulders and like slams you down and into the dirty D's. I wish Ambrose could have done it a little bit more smoother. Like when he drops you down instead of like, picking you up and then dropping you down and then going into the dirty deeds. He should have done it where like the second your feet like touch the canvas, then he like drops more into the dirty deeds, makes it smoother, makes it more deadly looking. So I hope he like improves on it, but I love his new finisher. And he could do that off like the top rope. He could do that off a rebound. He could do that like, in a lot of cool ways. And I also like, he only did it a few times earlier on when he did a frontwards dirty deeds, not just the back. So I hope he finds some clever ways, but so the match was, it was okay. The crowd was kind of dead, but he got the win. It was good. I pray he has some better moves in his arsenal, some newer moves. I hope he can like work with more guys, like kind of Rollins. Like Rollins can work with anybody, But with Ambrose, he always does the same stuff. He gets like lazy, gets into his old routine. But I need to see more. I'm not gonna count him out yet. I'm not gonna write him off and stop watching again. But I need to see more. So let's continue. So here is something I said to myself on Raw when Ambrose, like after his first match. I said, okay, he's in the mid card, upper mid card. I see what is kind of gonna happen, because Rollins after his SummerSlam match, he was praising Ambrose like I couldn't have done it without Ambrose in my corner. I couldn't have won the belt without him. So I'm like, oh, it's obvious he's gonna turn heel on Rollins and blah blah blah. Great, but I said to myself, okay, you got, him in the mid card. Just please keep him away from Roman Reigns. Let him do his own thing. Even if he's in the mid card and he's never gonna see the world championship again, fine, I'll accept it. Like, just be happy he won once. Became champion, world champion once. We know it's the Roman Reigns show. So just keep him away from Roman Reigns. Let him do his own thing. Let him come into his own. But then what happens at the end of Raw? The Shield reunites again. Who gives a fuck? For the millionth time. Like, when the Shield reunited, I was like, yes, so? Big deal. Because even when they like reunited officially months back or a year back or something, I don't know when it was, it still didn't feel like, oh my god, the Shield is back. Like, it was like, now, who cares, whatever. But then, Rollins got sick or Ambrose got injured, so it wasn't as special no more. So I'm like, but why now? Why is They're reuniting the Shield. And I said, aha, to help Roman Reigns get over. It's not that they wanted to do something shocking and cool because the moment called for it. It's to help Roman Reigns get over. Because he's still not over. So, it is what it is, guys. He beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. It's a big deal. It's the passing of the torch. They built Brock Lesnar up, and whoever was gonna beat him was gonna be the guy. He's the new guy. He's the new Brock Lesnar. He's the new Cena plus Lesnar plus everybody combined. He's never gonna get beat. Never gonna get beat clean. And whoever years down the line that finally when Roman Reigns is finally going to put someone over, then that's going to be the new blood to carry on the company. But it's all about Roman Reigns trying to get him over. And when I saw him, his first title defense was Finn Balor, I knew right away Finn Balor's going to lose. And to be honest, I'm happy he lost. Because I know what's coming for Dean Ambrose. I'll mention my prediction at the end, but you know what's going to happen to Dean Ambrose. What's going to happen to Dean Ambrose is going to be the same thing that happens to every opponent of Roman Reigns. Just like Finn Balor, and all the Finn Balor fans out there, I'm not sad for you. You deserve this. I'm glad he got beat. I'm glad he got beat. Because the reason Roman Reigns is still not over, and they are doing everything beyond humanly possible to get this guy over, is because of you guys. Is because you still tune in. When you go to Roman Reigns shows and you watch his matches, you don't throw trash in the ring. You don't boo him hard enough. You don't say, die, Roman, die. You still pay for the pay-per-views. You still bring your girlfriends and your wives to help give Roman Reigns ratings. You buy Roman Reigns, merchandise for your children because you can't say no. You can't say no to your girlfriends and wives because they won't blow you. And you want to get blown and you don't want them to nag you. I'm just being honest. I'm saying the women and the children took over, our WWE sport. They took it over. It's all your fault. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I stopped watching. I am the one who, diminished their ratings. But you guys keep watching. You guys keep going to the shows. You guys don't boo hard enough. You don't throw trash. You don't turn your back. You don't do the hashtags. You're not loud on social media. You still buy the merchandise for your children so they don't cry. You tell your wives and girlfriends, yes, honey, come along with me. I'll buy you your ticket so you could stand there and cheer Roman Reigns and say how sexy he looks and wish you could fuck him instead of me so he can get better ratings so Vince McMahon can see them cheering him and say in his brain, see, we just need to get the women demographic, the children demographic. We just need to push harder and build him harder and build everybody up and feed him to Roman harder because we're just not, doing it hard enough. So it's all your fault, and I'm happy that Finn Balor got fed to Roman Reigns, and I'm happy for whoever is next to be built up to be fed to Roman Reigns. Just like it's going to happen to Dean Ambrose. If it happens to Ambrose, then it should happen to the wrestlers you like. If it's going to happen to me, then I'm glad it's going to happen to you. Because they're not turning Roman Reigns heel anytime soon. So that's what you deserve. That's what I deserve. That's what we all deserve. So here's something I want to mention because I looked on YouTube and I came across a new podcast of Stone Cold, how he talked about his opinion on Ambrose's new look and all that. But it made me think back to when Ambrose finally won the belt and he was world champion. And, obviously he wasn't being booked good enough, but people were still high on him. He was still hot, like he just won. And he went on the Stone Cold podcast after Raw one night. And the podcast was the moment where it all went downhill from Ambrose. From that point on, it was the beginning of the end for Ambrose, and the heat, cooled off. People were like, come on, Ambrose, and then shortly after that, he just lost his belt, and that's it. It was over. And why? Because, even before that, even before Ambrose won the belt, and even when he won it, Stone Cold was, saying Ambrose is just not world champion material. So, but when he finally won the belt and he interviewed him, Ambrose was, I guess, 2 lackadaisical. He was just he's I just don't care. He was sitting in his chair, slouched in his chair, while Stone Cold was trying to get a rise out of him. And Stone Cold was I see you just laying in your chair. You look like you don't care, you're lazy, you just don't, put in the work, you don't care where you are. You need to show me some anger, show me some type of emotion. Don't just sit there like a bump on a log, like a bum. And look at Stone Cold's face looking at Ambrose while he's talking. Stone Cold is what the hell are you doing, man? You suck. You set in your ways. He even said that. You're set in your ways. What if you grab that brass ring and now you just you act like you don't care what's going on. So when people saw that podcast, they kind of agreed with Stone Cold because he kind of was making some good points because Ambrose was stale. He was becoming stale. Well, also because, it's not 100% his fault. It was because, they weren't booking him right and they didn't turn him heel. But there was some stuff he could be doing. And if you watch all my other videos from in the past, like I said, you need to step up your in-ring work, come up with some new moves, do something fresh. And he just wasn't doing it. He was set in his ways. He was on, that E! show with his girl, Renee, Total Bellas. I'm what the hell is Ambrose doing? What is this? Even that, the day after the pay-per-view where he won his world championship on Raw, what was the first segment? It was him getting out of a taxi cab. He steps out and he forgets his belt in the cab and he has to run back and get it. And he jokes and laughs. And he doesn't even put the belt around his waist. He just drapes it over his shoulder and then he comes out and he's joking. And of course Roman Reigns has to come out and suck the oxygen out of there. But, Stone Cold is right. I kind of agreed with him. But that was the moment where people kind of realized, Ambrose is stale and he stinks, man. He just doesn't got it. And it was just much Ambrose's fault as it was the booking and Vince McMahon. And for a second there I said, wouldn't it be cool if they did a quick feud with Ambrose versus Stone Cold and they did a mini match kind of how Rollins did with Sting? But nah, that couldn't happen. Why would Stone Cold do that to Ambrose and help him get him over? He can't outshine Reigns. Got to make Reigns look strong and take all the spotlight. So But let's check out what Stone Cold thinks of Ambrose now. So, on Stone Cold's, current podcast about what he thought about Ambrose's return, his new look, this is what he said. Basically, he said a lot more, but this is the most important stuff. So, he said, it caught me off guard. I'm just glad to see him back. Could he be a factor? Absolutely. I think he will separate himself with the promos. Sometimes change is good. I'm not here or there. I'm just glad to see him back. Not that he was stale, even though that's what Stone Cold constantly said in the first podcast when he interviewed him. But anyways, not that he was stale, but maybe this was a breath of fresh air for the kid. Maybe he is not, maybe he won't be like not so zany, a little bit still out there, but focused, more focused on grabbing a belt and not just being a lunatic. So that's what Stone Cold said, but is like, the other guy on air with him on his assistant or whatever, whoever that guy is, his co-host. He got a little bit more into it and he's like, I didn't really like his look because now he looks like everyone else, but like he still has his reservations about Ambrose. He needs to see more. But he's not sure yet about Ambrose. And same with me. I need to see more. I need to see him cut a promo. I need to see the direction that he's going to go in. Is he still going to be like a goofy lunatic? Like a cracking jokes lunatic? Or is he going to be like a scarier, like, lunatic, like not, goofy and corny and like more serious? Also depends on booking. So, but, Stone Cold, that's what he said about Ambrose. Let's see, what he'll say in the future. We'll stay posted and give you updates. Alright, so here's my prediction for what I think is going to happen with Dean Ambrose. I'm going to give you two predictions. One is what I wish is going to happen, and this prediction will not come true, but I'm going to go with this one first. So since he reunited with the Shield, he's not going to turn heel quite yet, but I wish that as soon as they can, they turn him heel. He's going to turn on Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Basically, they're going to redo the breaking up of the Shield of what they should have done when they first broke them up. You know how originally Seth Rollins hit Ambrose with the chair and Roman Reigns with the chair and joined Triple H and he became the heel? Well, now they're going to do it with the way they should have done it, with Dean Ambrose turning on Rollins and Reigns and becoming the heel. So that's what I want to happen. But then what I also want to happen, what I wish will happen is, Ambrose will become the top heel and he's going to go against Roman Reigns, maybe at WrestleMania. And guess what? Dean Ambrose gets over so much that they have to pull the trigger and he has to beat Roman Reigns and win the WWE World Championship just one time. Just once. And then after that, Roman Reigns can squash him and win the belt the next day on Raw. Whatever. That's what I would wish could happen, but that prediction will never happen. Now here's the prediction, what I think will happen. And I'm pretty confident, maybe not 100%, but like 99.9%. So, they reunited with the Shield. Ambrose is not turning heel anytime soon. The Shield is going to have a bunch of matches to make Roman Reigns look strong. Try to help Roman Reigns get over, but it's not going to happen because Ambrose is real hot right now. Everyone wants to see him turn heel. So when he does finally turn heel, they're just gonna build Ambrose up, maybe give him a string of wins, and, make him look real strong, but not stronger than Roman Reigns. Maybe they will do a match where you got Roman Reigns versus Ambrose, and Ambrose beats him by distraction or by disqualification or by heavens forbid a roll up, just to build Ambrose like really strong. But then, McMahon is going to get a hard on for Roman Reigns and like, yes, this is it. We're going to pull the trigger. And all those wins under Ambrose's belt as heel, they're just going to feed him to Roman Reigns. And they're going to turn him into a bum. A squashed bum. Just like all the other WWE wrestlers, all your favorite superstars getting built up, getting over with the crowd, just being used like a tool to put Roman Reigns over, and then they get him, they build him up super strong to be fed to Reigns, and Ambrose ain't gonna be any different, and that's what's gonna happen, all because you guys just can't figure out a way to end this debacle, this disgrace of a Roman Reigns push that is never gonna end. I think Vince McMahon's plan, long-term plan, is to just beat you guys down mentally, physically, emotionally. He's gonna use every means necessary, subliminal messaging, all the camera tricks and media like brainwashing and lies and, turning the boos of the crowd down, using every arsenal at his disposal to just break you guys down. And finally, one day you're going to say, if you can't beat them, join them. So we're just going to, turn into more sheeple and just turn into brainwashed Roman Reigns zombie like fanboys, and just say hell with it. He beat us. We can't win. We're just going to cheer for him, get him over, and after 10, 15 years, when, Roman Reigns finally breaks his leg and he can't compete no more, or he retires, we can just move on with our lives, and finally, our favorite superstars that are left, we can cheer for, and they can be booked correct and be built up and not be fed to Roman Reigns. Because that's what's going to happen with Ambrose. So, that's my prediction. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share this video, hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and also check out my other videos. And I hope to see you next time.